Disney Vibes Podcast, talking insider tips, tricks, and pixie dust. For the most magical place on Earth, here's Andrew and Heather.
Once again, welcome to episode 23 of the Disney Vibes Podcast. Good morning, everybody. I'm Andrew.
Good morning, Andrew. I'm Heather.
You're not sounding awake yet again. Here we go.
Oh, it's all right. It just turned 6 a.m., so it's okay.
Anyways, Disney Vibes brought to you by Magical Destinations Travel. You like us, our content, our show. Show your support by booking your next Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise, Adventures by Disney, Universal, any cruise line, actually. BookMDTravel.com. It costs you nothing, and we greatly appreciate your support. As you are listening to the podcast and downloading it and subscribing, wherever you get your podcast from, please, again, help us out by providing feedback, hitting a thumbs up, and a rating as well. 5 stars. We greatly appreciate your support. All right, Heather, I'm waiting for your joke.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Maybe I'm not.
No, so there was like really, really corny. Do you want like really, really corny or just kind
hit
of
me
corny?
with it.
All right. I like this one. Why did Goofy stare at the label on the orange juice all day?
I have no idea.
Because the carton said concentrate.
All right, that's a funny one.
That wasn't the corny one, but that made me giggle. I thought that was really funny.
It was funny. It was a good one. All right, here's your Would You Rather.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather have Mary Poppins or have Nanny from 101 Dalmatians for a babysitter?
Oh, God. Mary Poppins. Come on now. I can relate because her bag has all the things, and I typically have all the things in my pocketbook. So.
Like a hot mess.
But she's not a hot mess. I am a hot mess.
There you go. Okay, there's the difference. All right, so lots of news came out. We keep trying to get an episode focus. However, it's been challenging because there's so much just going on at Disney property. So the big thing is we are getting closer and closer to the launch of Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you're a big Disney fanatic, you have seen probably on social media the fact that they have done their trial runs and all the media people, DVC, early, the cast members have been able to ride it. So here's what the reviews are so far. A couple things. It is a family-friendly coaster, and they said it's going to, it moves you quickly. I don't know the speed. However, they did say, like, it tilts you automatically. Not like in Space Mountain, right? It's more like a Haunted Mansion ride where, you know how it kind of shifts you around?
Okay.
But it's faster. And
okay.
There's no animatronics, from my understanding, as of this time. So it's all projections and everything with all the Guardians of the Galaxy characters. So people are loving the ride, though. They're saying this, technology, this kind of ride can absolutely be the future of rides in Walt Disney World. How can they change this or evolve certain rides to meet this kind of standard and criteria? So a lot of news in regards to that. Have you seen anything?
Just the influencers riding and like their pictures and their thoughts. I did hear a little bit about it could get you a little nauseous here and there.
Correct. They did say depending upon, everybody's different.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I will be fine. You, on the other hand,
I will not be okay. So I'll have to
take your Dramamine and you'll be ready to go.
Exactly. That's all I have to do.
So it is launching in Epcot on May 27th. Obviously, we can't wait for the world to experience this intergalactic chase through space and time. So regarding how you're going to access Guardians of the Galaxy, let's just have a quick conversation regarding that. So before clients can help save that galaxy, there's a few things you need to know. How to experience the new attraction, which will open with a virtual queue.
Right.
You will also have the opportunity to purchase an individual Lightning Link entry to the attraction. But at this time, as I think we mentioned last week, there is not a standby queue option. So, reminder, virtual queue, 7 a.m. the day of your park reservation. Clients with a valid ticket or pass and a Disney Park Pass reservation for Epcot will be able to check for those available boarding groups via the My Disney Experience app and request access to the virtual queue. This can be done before clients leave your resort hotel on property or on the way to the park. If you're getting on, that's that rope drop, 7 a.m. And what's typical, before I continue, is a lot of people usually don't go to Epcot early because they wait for World Showcase to open. So I'm wondering if this is going to draw crowds in more. I mean, I get it. World Showcase is the other part of Epcot's always open earlier, but World Showcase has never opened until like 11.
I was just going to say, I remember maybe once or twice we had to get there early only because we had a breakfast reservation.
Right, and they don't let you in if
Right.
you don't have the reservation.
Right. So, interesting. Huh. So then we have to look at the hours, but typically it's 11, right?
Well, that's just the World Showcase. Epcot itself, where Guardians is located, will be open 8 a.m. Because remember, it's near Test Track.
Right. I don't know. I don't think we've ever been there earlier besides a reservation.
Some people hit it early, and then, typically what happens is a lot of guests will always spend their time in World Showcase through the afternoon and evening, which alleviates the stress on the park, the front of the park of Epcot, where Soarin' is and the pavilions.
So Soarin', all those
So that's
are
why
open?
you can usually get those rides. I mean, we went on Soarin' like 3 times in a row last year because Jameson loved it. It was a walk-on.
Right, but so that's open at 8 a.m.?
I don't know the exact hours, 8, 9, whatever
Right.
it is.
I just didn't realize parts of it were open while the showcase wasn't.
Correct.
I learned something new today, friends.
That's it. Now, remember, so that's 7 a.m. virtual queue. 6:50. We had talked about how to do this. I'm not going to,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll go into it right now. Basically, get the world clock on a
World
phone.
clock
This
on
is
your
what Heather
phone.
and I did.
Yep.
You can only have one person logged into the app in your party. And then as you got to refresh. And we did this for Rise of the Resistance. 6:50, you keep refreshing. Those boarding groups go fast. So Heather was on the clock. I was on the app. We were sitting outside. The kids were still asleep on our little balcony there.
Yep.
And you just hit join virtual queue, select your guest, and then it'll tell you what boarding group. It goes quick. I mean, I think the lowest we got was like 50-something.
Right, but the fact is too is that we were able to get on it. So as long as I mean, I'm not going to promise you anything, but that was our system and it worked.
Right.
So we're sharing it with you, and
There's always kinks.
oh yeah, of course.
But that is the best way to access it. And again, typically you need to be on property and
Yes.
proximity with your hotels.
Yes.
So especially if you're staying in those Epcot resorts, not saying, I think it's not going to matter. However, you are closer. I don't think that has anything to do with it. So
No.
that was an off the rails moment for Andrew. The other thing is that
Wow.
at 1 o'clock, though, there's another opportunity to join the virtual queue for anyone who wasn't able to join a boarding group earlier in the day. So the big thing with this is at that time, it's going to see how many boarding groups they've gotten through by 1 p.m. But you have to keep in mind, you have to be inside Epcot. So that location proximity there, okay, will be able to read where you are in the parks. You need to be inside Epcot to access this second virtual queue opportunity. Now, that being said, you're there, you're trying to get there, and it's like you randomly hear, woo, people screaming because they got on when they're in the park and you did not. Remember?
Well, yes, but here's my question. So you're saying that they have to be in Epcot. They don't have to be on property anywhere else.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. No. Epcot
You have to enter
or
through the
anywhere?
gates, Epcot.
Oh my gosh.
That's what happened with Hollywood Studios with Galaxy Rise of the
Yes.
Resistance, yes.
Okay.
It's the same format that they used for Rise.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right. I couldn't remember if that's what we did or if we were just on property. These rules. I'll have to make like a little
cheat sheet.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the virtual queue during those extended evening hours. So remember, registered guests staying at Disney Deluxe Resorts, Disney Deluxe Villa Resorts, and we went over early entry and extended evening hours.
Yes.
Or other select hotels, you get an additional opportunity to request to join the virtual queue at 6 p.m.
Oh, fun.
So this is big news. So
Yeah.
if you are at one of those deluxe resorts, which we went over, which is all the DVC ones, or the villas, which is the DVC, so it's 6 p.m. on select dates during extended evening theme park hours. Guests with the benefit do not need to be in Epcot to request to join at that time. So you could be having dinner, but again, it's not every day yet. I mean, I think this is going to kind of evolve as they see how popular it is as of an attraction. But that is huge that they're doing another one. And I think that's because a lot of times, like we were just discussing, that Epcot's not very busy at night in the front of the park.
Well, I think it's that, and I think it's Disney also trying to still go with that, I don't want to say realm, but their idea of making people who stay at these deluxe resorts, giving them that extra, and that enticement to, hey, if I stay at one of these resorts, therefore I can get extra hours, get these extra perks, I guess you could say. So,
well, we did say that's a value-added perk for staying on property because they had taken so much away. They're trying to give bits
back.
and pieces back, right? So you have 2 virtual queues. Well, you have, 2 virtual queues for everybody. First thing, 7 a.m., 1 o'clock, and then if you are, depending upon where you are staying, you could have an extra one at 6 p.m. in the evening.
Now, is this just for Epcot, or is it
This is
everybody?
just Guardians right now.
Just Guardians, got it.
So the other thing is individual Lightning Lane entry. How do you get that? So clients with valid park admission and a park reservation can purchase individual Lightning Lane entry in the My Disney Experience app via Disney Genie service on the same day of your visit, obviously subject to availability. Virtual queue and individual Lightning Lane entry are only accessible via the My Disney Experience app. If you have any questions, you can always ask the guest experience team cast members throughout the park who can help you with this. But looking at the concept art, looking what we've seen with everything, it's awesome.
I need to watch the movie still.
Both of them.
Oh, just
Volume 1, Volume 2.
Yep.
So the other thing is there is a attraction photo. So there's going to be 2 options to automatically link the attraction photo to your My Disney Experience account, which I'm excited to see what kind of photo it's going to be. The concept art for the photo is great, right? You can see it. You see the artwork I'm looking at?
Yeah, at the bottom.
Yeah, with the coaster.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
And I've also heard, just reminding me of what this coaster ride, people of various sizes have their own lap bar where it makes people comfortable.
Interesting. Okay.
Because
so
there's sometimes
I understand.
sometimes people can feel uncomfortable with, where they're sitting, or they said, I've heard many times that, it's a very comfortable ride and smooth ride. So the way you can get these photos is you enable Bluetooth on a mobile device for your for the My Disney Experience app before riding. Log into the app sometime earlier in the day and keep the device out of low power mode. Oh. Yeah, our batteries always die, right?
Yeah.
Then just keep the device in a pocket or a bag while enjoying the ride. That's one option. Or wear a Magic Band that's linked to a My Disney Experience account.
Interesting. So this...
It looks like, it doesn't say anything about Memory Maker.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. It has nothing in there. So this
I'm
is
assuming
a little freebie.
It's another freebie. That's what
Wow.
let's see how it works.
Okay.
However, you may be able to get this family photo automatically. So it's definitely a new family thrill coaster. And, they close up the news with, as Rocket says, it's save the galaxy time again. So we love Rocket. I'm excited with everything we've seen. If this is the prelude to what's going to be coming with future rides at Walt Disney World, it's a hit. Everybody has said great things.
So one thing I just want to add, because Disney is trying new things so often, that's one of the benefits of having an agent, is so that we are up on this, we're trained on this, so therefore we can make sure your experience is that much better, so you at least know how to go about.
It's a lot to navigate,
Yeah.
correct. And that's why we're here, right?
Yep.
And that's why all the agents are there. So I think we've kind of covered with the virtual queue enough. Individual Lightning Lane, I'm sure they're going to sell out. I don't know what the price yet, because it has not been announced. If I had to guess,
15.
I think it's going to surpass that.
Really?
And Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Yeah, I would say...
What?
25.
What was Star Wars?
15.
No. You think it's going to go up $10 more?
I think just because of the popularity of it, I think they could easily get probably $40 per person.
Dude.
I know, but here's the thing. Listen, they're going to get backlash either way. We know that. But we don't have a leg to stand on if people are paying it.
Oh, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to go that high. I'd say if they're
It's
over...
like a VIP thing. People pay for the VIP stuff. It's very similar. You want a guaranteed entry. You don't want to jump through hoops for virtual queues at 7 a.m. or 1 o'clock. You're not staying at a deluxe hotel. You may pay that money. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. However, I think they I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's 15. I do. I mean, I think that's kind of, everybody's already paying for Genie Plus. A lot of people, they didn't think it was going to be as successful as their Fast Pass was free for all those years.
Right.
So
I don't know. I'll say if it's over 20, I am surprised.
I guess, yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I am excited, though, that they really beefed up with the extended evening hours.
Yes.
With the virtual queue for Cosmic Rewind, which makes sense because there are no standby. So they want that attraction to be, as long as there's no issues like there was with Rise with going down. But here's the thing. I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy should go down as much as Rise because there's no animatronics like Rise. So I don't want to spoiler alert, but when you see Kylo Ren on the deck, right? All that stuff is animatronics, so things go down. If this is all projections, unless your projections go down, you should be good.
Animatronics meaning?
Well, remember, I just explained it.
But I know. So like robotic type figures, I understand.
Yeah, remember how Kylo Ren turns around?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
so that's what it is, animatronics.
Animatronics.
Animated, electronics.
But he's not animated.
He turns around in the ride. Points at you.
Animated to me is like, I see what you're saying.
Oh, my Lord.
Off the rails. I'm thinking cartoon animated.
I don't think you think at all sometimes. I'm just kidding. You got it?
Yes.
It's not cartoons. It's not Mickey Mouse.
I understand that.
Because think, here, it's a trackless ride, and for the most part, compare it to Runaway Rail.
Got it.
A lot of projections.
Yes.
Some are not.
Some are not.
Like in Daisy's dancing part, right? Remember? She has you dancing.
Oh, yeah, and you're going back and forth. Yep.
Right?
Yes.
She's there,
Yep.
but there's a lot of, with the picnic, right? It's all projections.
Yes.
Make sense?
I got it.
So it's like a combination of the technology. And this is a coaster, so it's different. But they say it's very smooth. Okay, staying in Epcot, Remy's Ratatouille adventure is moving to Genie Plus. So Walt Disney World's latest attraction, at least for the next 2 weeks, will soon be downgraded to Genie Plus from that individual Lightning Lane as Remy's Ratatouille adventure joins the paid Fast Pass ride roster for this summer. So as we talk about it, we know Walt Disney World is moving a lot of individual Lightning Lane attractions to Genie Plus for spring and summer. And in case you had missed it before, Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom, Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios, Frozen Ever After at Epcot, and Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom are also included in the flat rate Disney Genie Plus service and will not be sold a la carte as individual Lightning Lanes through at least August 7th. That's the news we have so far. So that change was made prior to the peak spring break season when the crowds were again starting to overwhelm the Genie Plus system. February was the busiest month in the last 2 years at the time, and then March managed to top it and be even worse. April's going to surpass March, but it's kind of leveled out a little bit. So as we talk about the goal, when you move an attraction from each park down to Genie Plus is to avoid a repeat of what happened when Genie Plus the system got overloaded.
Right.
And that was the issue. So what they're doing is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure will be added to Genie Plus beginning May 31st. So until August 7th, Mickey's Runaway Rail, Frozen Ever After, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Space Mountain, Expedition Everest are all going to be included via Disney Genie Plus, and they're not going to be individual Lightning Lane entry selections. So that makes every 2 hours you're able to get those reservations.
Oh, can I offer a little tip here?
Absolutely. It's your job.
Friends of ours went, and they shared their strategy with us, and they were having a pool day, and since they were on property, they were still able to reserve their Genie Plus reservations
every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours, they were sitting there by their pools, and then after the every 2 hour slot would go, they would reserve their slot.
Kind of time their day
and
out.
I loved it. I thought it was a wonderful idea. Just smart.
Yeah, I think that people are getting used to the system of Genie Plus, so
Yeah.
it's gonna make sense. Timing wise, this move makes complete sense because Guardians is opening, and those individual lightning lanes, for that is going to overwhelm the system. So I think they're trying to eliminate any of that, and we can definitely talk about a way to strategize how Remy's Ratatouille Adventure moving to Genie Plus changes things at Epcot for you. So we will definitely talk about that. But the big thing is, you look at that, Frozen, right? Remy's, they're both now included in Genie Plus. So the only thing really that you're paying for at Epcot would be Guardians of the Galaxy.
As a lightning lane.
As an individual lightning lane, right. Seven Dwarf is still an individual lightning lane at Magic Kingdom.
Right.
Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom.
Right.
And Hollywood Studios is still Rise of the Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one ride per. So I think they're trying to alleviate the stress on the system.
Okay.
So I do think this changes. We said before, you would not need Genie Plus for Epcot. Now you're going to need it. You're going to need it because now Frozen's included as well as Remy's.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to make your life and your day a lot easier between those and Soarin' and Test Track. They're all there. So I think it's definitely worth it. So as we talk strategy for Epcot, it's not going to change too much for this summer. So Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is the headline story here, but obviously the biggest impact is what we just discussed with going to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That's the biggest addition in Epcot as far as a ride goes, as far as I can remember. So Cosmic Rewind will use the virtual queue, so that's not going to have much of an impact on the itineraries as we start to plan out what your Epcot day should look like. The park's just going to be busier. With the same general advice that we've given still applying, but maybe a little less effective. So if you're staying on site, again, we're gonna highly recommend early entry at Epcot, which is open to everyone. Obviously, extended evening hours is another option depending upon what level resort you are staying at. And that is another thing for those select guests where the perk is going to be it's going to be a huge perk, significantly better as Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is going to, as soon as that opens, you're going to be able to access those late hours. Because a lot of people, like we said, stay in the World Showcase. So I do think that you will be able to accomplish throughout your day Guardians of the Galaxy, Remy's, Soarin' Around the World, Test Track, Frozen Ever After during those extra hours as you start to plan out your day, since it's all included. Now, this could change, with people purchasing Genie Plus. I would say that is going to be the goal, is more people are going to be purchasing Genie Plus specifically for Epcot and for those reasons, with all those rides included. Adding that to the lineup is another step in the right direction, and hopefully that the Genie system, there hasn't been too many kinks. It's been overloaded at times, but I think they're going to, get back on track, and hopefully that'll work. Okay, so we know Guardians of the Galaxy and Remy's took up a lot of our time for this week's episode. We did mention last week about getting those resort-only hotel stays for 2023 because we did not know when 2023 packages would be released. Well,
now we know.
That's right. Now we know. And it came with some, I don't want to say life-altering. That's not the right words.
No, but some pretty
earth-shattering,
significant. Some like what? Yeah.
So let's start by saying. June 8th is when 2023 packages for Walt Disney World Resort, so from January on, all of 2023, will be released. So June 8th is the day when you can call and get a full package. And if you have those resort-only stays now, as we have many clients that do, we can then shift them over to a full-blown package come June 8th. Or around that time. But at least they have their hotel stay.
Correct.
Because I'm sure, the phone lines and everything are going to be crazy once June 8th arrives. Now, the big thing that came with this news is Disney Genie Plus service is kind of changing. So this is what I know, we're so confusing. We're trying to keep up with it, guys, but...
Okay. All right, break it down, Andrew. Here we go.
All right, so Disney is now making an adjustment to how the guests purchase Disney Genie Plus service at Walt Disney World Resort, okay? We know it's in high demand. So beginning June 8th this year, okay, now forget what I said about packages. This is just about Genie Plus. Disney Genie Plus will only be offered through the My Disney Experience app on the day of the visit. They're no longer offering the option to purchase this service pre-arrival as a ticket add-on for dates throughout the rest of 2022 and all of 2023.
Right.
Which is annoying to me.
Oh.
because we do that for our clients a lot.
Yes.
So now we can't purchase it for them and help them out.
Right. There's a
Because
little bit
they
more
have to do it in
responsibility
their
on
app.
them.
Yeah. Listen, when we've gone back and forth in regards to whether it's valuable. For 2 parks, we said yes, for Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. But it's now, and then we said add it to Epcot, like we just did.
Mm-hmm.
So you already got 3 of the 4 parks. You might as well just do all 4, right?
Right.
So now you would buy a 7-day ticket, let's say, and you would just add it automatically and set it and forget it, right? A lot of people like that. Now you have to get up every day, the day of the visit, and purchase it.
I know. Okay, so this is the first thing that comes to mind. It's not going to be, Disney itself is not really as relaxing as you would want it to be as a vacation.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially,
it's what you make of it. Let's be honest.
Exactly. So you're not going to be able to sleep in. That's what I was trying to get at.
Well,
As
I don't
often.
think that's virtual queue. Okay, so let's break it down because we're just talking about virtual queue. Virtual queue, Heather's questioning is you still have to get up early. Absolutely for those virtual queue rides, right? Like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
You follow me?
Yes, I'm there.
Genie Plus, you can only purchase on the day of your visit.
Yeah.
Okay, starting June 8th.
Starting midnight?
I would assume, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's okay. All right.
I'll be in
moving
bed
forward.
at midnight.
No, I know.
Anyways, so $650 for those Guardians of the Galaxy virtual queue, since that's the only one right now, is when you would get up for that.
Mm-hmm.
Genie Plus is something separate, but now you have to add it every day in the app.
Right.
It's not like you can buy a 7-day ticket
And throw it on there.
and add it on, which we do with clients now as an add-on.
Right. I agree.
So I don't know the reason for this, but they are basically no longer offering the option to purchase that pre-arrival as a ticket add-on for the rest of this year and the rest of 2023, all of 2023, I should say. So we are contacting all clients, as should any agent, and saying if you have any desire for Genie Plus,
Now would be the time before June 8th.
add it now. Correct, right?
Now would
we
be the
got to
time.
use it. So,
Yeah.
and that means moving forward, whether you have an annual pass, multi-single-day ticket, you now purchase Disney Genie Plus on the day of your visit via the My Disney Experience app, 1 day at a time, subject to availability. So now I feel like they're limiting it as well.
It's funny. So with the release that Disney's, sharing with us, it's saying it's more to help, focus on the guest experience.
It's alleviating the stress
this
of
is
the
the-
Genie Plus system.
I
I mean, we already have our passes for it in
Right,
August, so we're
right.
set. But, I think I get it. Subject to availability. I don't know how much they're going to say it's not available. But so they expect on average guests who purchase Disney Genie Plus will continue to enter those 2 to 3 attractions or experiences each day using the Lightning Lane entrance when their first selection is made early in the day. So they do understand that, like you said, guest experience.
Right.
But they're saying there's many considerations that have gone into this update. Guests have already purchased the ticket or package that includes Disney Genie Plus service for any dates in 2022. It is honored, so we have nothing to worry about there. And this is only happening at Walt Disney World Resort. It's not going to affect any of the Disney properties like Disneyland at this time. So big last thing, once you book your 2023 package, they are going to continue that early theme park entry benefit for anybody staying on property at Walt Disney World Resorts. You will get that throughout all of 2023. So all the resorts will have that early theme park entry in the morning every day, right? As long as you have the valid admission and park reservation. That will continue throughout 2023. And I'm assuming that if they're continuing early theme park entry, you keep the extended evening hours for those at those deluxe level resorts and deluxe villas.
That would make sense. Just saying.
I think that's one thing that they will not take away. So,
No.
But I could be wrong. Didn't think this was going to happen. So, we'll see what the feedback is. But this was breaking news, and it was kind of huge in the sense that I think everybody was like, all right, there's no fast pass. Guess what? I'm going to just buy the Genie Plus and keep it at that. So
Right.
it stinks that you can't buy it ahead of time because you do that with your Park Hopper or Park Hopper Plus and everything. Just boom, 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 done.
I have no words. I mean, I'm still trying to process it. It's so hard for us, well, for me to go on either, like, to have a strong opinion about either way because I haven't experienced it, I guess you could say. So I haven't experienced, well, we will this summer, going there already having that on our ticket compared to, going through the hustle and bustle of doing it right then and there. So, yeah, I mean, the one thing that is frustrating is that it's always revolving.
It's good. This could change.
So yeah, I know. I'm maybe give it 6 months and then we'll be back here and be like, hey, new update. So.
Right. I mean, if people are great at navigating the My Disney Experience app and they add it, awesome. If they're seeing that some people maybe less tech savvy are not using it,
right.
I'm sure there's tons of people like that who are not like that, who just are like, I just want to set it and forget it. However, now this is going to be a challenge, no doubt about it. But I understand increased supply helps meet demand. That's why they're moving all these rides to Genie Plus, and now that you got to add it on your own. So it's frustrating because we always go above and beyond to try to help everybody, and now we can't really do that. But I think the overall is it's going to evolve and change as supply and demand in the parks and everything else. So you just can't buy it for the duration of a trip right now as a matter of convenience. You basically have to deliberately purchase Genie Plus each and every single day of your visit, which I'm assuming is going to alleviate the stress on the Genie Plus system. And you may not need it for all the parks anyways.
Right. I mean, and we'll still walk you through the steps of doing so.
It will.
It's just one less step that before it was just one less step that you had to worry about. It was, so we will take care of you, bottom line, no matter what happens.
We will. We'll guide you in the right way. So, all right, other than that, I think that's going to wrap up this episode. Heather, final thoughts, as always.
Final thoughts. Just
impart your knowledge.
Oh my. Well, what I'm going to say is just continue to follow us on socials where we update you with the latest and greatest news. You can find us at Magical Destinations Travel Co. on Instagram, Magical Destinations Travel on Facebook, Magical Dest Trav on Twitter, and of course, our website, bookmdtravel.com.
That's it. Till next time, and it will be soon because we have a lot to talk about.
I know.
I'm full of hot air.
You are ridiculous. You're like shaking. When he tells me we got to record, okay, fine. He's like, come on, gotta get up, gotta record. If you could see Andrew, and if you know Andrew, you know what I'm talking about. So anyways,
I'm excited about a lot of the news, Guardians of the Galaxy especially, and then I hate ending on a sour note with Genie Plus, but it is what it is. And of course, till next time, let the Disney vibes flow.
Find Disney vibes for all your vacation needs on the web at bookmdtravel.com.